teams in high school boys basketball go at it tonight on CCX. Number 3 Wayzata comes to Minnetonka to take on number 6 Hopkins. From Hopkins High School and the Lindbergh Center, John Jacobson along with Ryan Iverson, and welcome to CCX telecast of high school boys basketball. Always a great matchup, Ryan, when these two teams met. Hopkins and Wayzata last year splitting during the regular season. Wayzata goes on to win the state 4A championship.
Well, Wayzata Hopkins, girls or boys basketball, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter the year. It doesn't matter if it's girls or boys. You know you're going to get high quality basketball. Great coaching, great competition, tons of talent, and even better broadcasting. So what more could you possibly want?
I'm sure that's what everybody's watching for tonight. Wayzata comes in 9-3, but 2 of their losses are to the top 2 teams right now in 4A, Park Center and Shakopee. They've played a very tough schedule. They're going to be a tough out. Yep. Both these teams are going to be really tough to beat anybody else that plays them all season, right?
Well, in Wayzata, we saw Park Center last week, and we're really impressed. Wayzata played them really close, down to a last possession, and same with the loss to Shakopee, down to a last possession. So, you know Wayzata, you know they're going to play smart, they're going to play together, and they're going to play really hard, and they're not going to give up anything easy. They're going to be really well coached, and they got a lot of talent this year, and they got toughness. And the other thing, John, is they got that confidence of a defending state champion. And you might have lost some guys from that team. It doesn't matter. You got that swagger, you got that aura. A bunch of these kids have been a part of that football team that also won. So you got a group of winners, and it doesn't matter who they're going to play. They're going to compete like heck.
Let's look at our key players, starting with Wayzata and Carter Bierke, their top scorer, and really has had a great career here at Wayzata.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun to watch. He's a big guy. He can go down low and score. He's got great footwork, but he's just a tremendous shooter, too. And you'll see Wayzata moves the ball well, a lot of 5-out around the perimeter, and they'll make that extra pass, and he is deadly from beyond the three-point line, and he's gotten a lot better over the years, and excited to see him here tonight.
For Hopkins, a guy who last year we saw at Totino Gray's first year with the Hopkins program, C.J. O'Hara, really good talent, part of the talented junior class in the state, and getting some definite Division I looks. He's their top scorer so far this year.
Getting some major Division I looks, really talented, athletic, tough, and gives them just a great presence. He can kind of play inside and out. And the thing with Hopkins, and it's no different this year, they just got great athletes, and they're going to compete. They're going to defend like crazy. And when you play against them, you got to take care of the basketball. They are so great at turning you over and converting that into transition offense. So you got to take care of the basketball, and Wayzata's going to have to figure out how to guard CJ, because he's been great this year, averaging over 18 points a game.
Give us one key for each team to win tonight.
I think Wayzata is, you got to shoot the ball well. They are normally a very good perimeter shooting team. You're on the road, you're going to have a hostile environment. Can you take care of the basketball, and can you knock down your perimeter shots? And with Hopkins, can they get out and run? Can they use their athleticism that generates easy offense, right? If they can get out and run, turn the ball over, they're going to be great. They're always tough to beat when they're able to do that. Should be a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, it should be a good one here on CCX. It is Hopkins Wayzata high school boys basketball from the Lake Conference, live next here on CCX 1. CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV. Hopkins Royals on their home court tonight, looking for their 12th win of the season. 11-1 right now, 2-0 in the Lake Conference, ranked number 6 in the state in Class 4A. Wayzata starters have just been introduced. The Trojans coming in 9-3, 1-0 in the Lake, and ranked number 3 in Class 4A. Let's look at our starting lineups for tonight's game, starting with Wayzata and Hopkins. We'll look at Wayzata on your left there. Forward, Carter Bierke, 6'9" senior. Their guards, Hayden Tibbetts, a 5'11" junior. Ryan Harvey, a 6'4" senior. Drew Berkland, a 6' senior. And Spencer Hall, a 6'3" junior. And for the Hopkins Royals, Elvis Najee, 6'7" senior at forward, their guards. Terrell Sappington, a 5'11" senior. Jaden Moore, a 5'10" 8th grader. Max Wilson, 6'3" junior, and Josh Hoffman, 6'4" senior.
We've had a couple of good early season matchups. We had Osseo Park Center, 2 top 10 teams last week, and then number 3 and number 6, rivalry game, great atmosphere. I love it.
Not a bad crowd for a Tuesday, but certainly not a sellout either. We've seen some big crowds here at the Lindbergh Center, and it's not that tonight.
Don't you feel like all Wayzata Hopkins games should always be on a Friday, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
you know it means a lot to both schools. Good student sections on both sides, though. And it's loud. We got the band here, so it feels like a big atmosphere, and you know it's 2 high-quality teams as well.
Najee and Bierke on the opening tip to get this one started on CCX. Thanks for tuning in. And first possession goes to Wayzata. That's Hayden Tibbetts into the front court. Good defense on the perimeter, and almost a turnover by Wayzata early as Spencer Hall had some trouble with it. There's Bierke open in the corner. Missed on the 3. Najee had to go through his hands, knocked out of bounds by Hall and out of bounds. It's Hopkins basketball.
Yeah, and you can see the defensive intensity that Hopkins plays with, John. They just get ball pressure. You got to slow down. You got to be able to handle that. They were able to get a good shot, a good look for Carter Bierke, too. One that he normally knocks down. Shooting 40% from 3 this year.
Najee will put it on the floor and then come back out to the wing into the hands of Max Wilson. Had to go through a couple of players and then lost it as he turns it over. Back comes Wayzata trying to score in transition. Tough shot for Tibbetts, but up and in.
Well, and I'll tell you, that's what you got to do. You got to attack when you get a chance. You get transition going off the turnover, and Hayden Tibbetts, no fear at all, got right to the rim. Great finish.
Sappington briefly drew a double team. Hoffman with it, picks up his dribble at the free throw line. Off to Jaden Moore, just an 8th grader, down to the baseline. There's Najee with a 3 from the corner and hits.
Well, Elvis has really had a big year this year, averaging right around 15, and that's a part of his game that you didn't see a ton of the last couple of years, getting out to the perimeter and knocking down the 3.
Cousin Maya, one of the top recruits in the state, senior here at Hopkins. They're playing over at Wayzata tonight, Lake Conference girls basketball. His cousin Zeke, of course, in the NBA. A turnover by Wayzata. Chance for a dunk for Najee.
Oh, there's that defense. We talked in the pregame. Turnover leads to quick offense like that. And that's one thing Hopkins, if they can get out and run, John, and get dunks, you get the crowd into it, they feed off of that type of energy.
Hall to Bierke. Ball deflected. Najee's got it. And a little trouble with it and turns it back over. Just couldn't quite get control of the basketball. And turn that into points. Well, this is going to be points, it looks like. Steal and a layup for Moore.
And only an 8th grader. You can see he plays with no fear. That is the biggest thing. He plays like he's a senior. He's out there defending, getting steals. He's brought great energy to this Hopkins team, and you got to believe if Coach Novak thinks enough of you to start you as an 8th grader, you got a lot of talent.
Tibbetts throws it away. 7 points in a row from Hopkins, and they're certainly causing some problems for Wayzata with their defense.
Yeah, it was weird. It looked like everyone's kind of slowed down there, both Wayzata and Hopkins, letting Najee go up and get that. And we call that the John Jacobson, just two-handed power slam in transition.
I'm certain you are the only one that calls it that, but I do appreciate it. Moore almost trapped by Hall out near midcourt, but wins it off now to Sappington. A little hesitation, drive to the basket, he'll go to the line.
Yeah, nice little hesitation right there. You see him kind of probe like he was going to attack, and then he dropped back, defense kind of relaxed, and then he was able to thread the help defense there, and Sappington able to get all the way to the rim there for 2 free throws.
First one up and in for the senior.
Yeah, and you look at Hopkins, I mean, just really good balance. You know, Elvis Najee just under 15 points, C.J. O'Hara under 19 points, but they got Max Wilson at 10. You got Jaden Moore at 10. So you got a bunch of guys in double figures. They got really good balance this year.
1 out of 2 on the free throws for Sappington. Birkeland open for a 3 and hits.
He's a gamer. We saw it last year in the state tournament. Really just knocks down those open shots, kind of gives you whatever it is you need to try to win a game. He'll give it to you.
Hopkins turns it over on a bad pass. Here comes Wayzata, and Bjerke, one too many steps.
Yeah, I thought he had the one move, but he took kind of that extra hop.
That's a Euro step.
So right
here,
there,
right?
you're fine, and then it was that extra step to get across. That's where you want to see the big fella just say, you know what, I'm 6'9", 240, and I'm going hard to the rim. You're going to have to foul me. But how about the footwork, too, by the big fella in transition, able to do that, even though it was a travel.
Pressure put on by Wayzata on the inbound, but Hopkins able to handle it, and Wilson into the front court. Wilson, high, strong, missed the shot. Rebounded by Harvey. Outlet to Tibbetts. Handles the pressure from behind. Birkeland, another 3. This one missed. Najee skies up for the rebound. And here's Wilson into the front court. Najee explodes to the rim and scores. He's got 7 points.
Well, you see what a quick first step he has, too, at 6'7". One power dribble, he was at the rim with those long arms, able to finish with the extension. Beautiful move.
10-5 Hopkins. Bjerke. Harvey swings it around. Left side to Hall. Birkeland. Open 3. Missed and out of play.
Yeah, you can see Wayzata running a set there. They're trying to get Bjerke coming low on the post. Hopkins paying attention to that, and it's almost a screen the screener. Birkeland freed, wide open again. And I love it. So what if you miss? You keep shooting. That's what good shooters, good teams do. And speaking of good teams, good coaches, Brian Schnitler in his 8th season, one of the best, really is. He's done a great job at Wayzata from the youth program all the way up to what he's done on the varsity level. I know the kids love playing for him too.
Najee again to the basket. This time couldn't get it to go. Hopkins rebounds. They brought in Miles Barnett, junior guard, and Eric Rottinghouse, the senior guard, at that last whistle. Now we get another whistle and a foul here.
You just see how the Royals swarm to the ball defensively. You got to watch your dribble at all times. Have eyes behind the back of your head to see where that help is coming, because they are trying to not only defend you, but they want to steal the ball from you and lead it into offense.
Birkeland out to Hall for 3.
Well, Spencer Hall averaging 9, a very good shooter. That time, great penetration by Birkeland, just textbook basketball. You draw the help defense, find the open shooter.
Wilson can't connect on the other end, out of bounds. Wayzata basketball.
I think what we said in pregame, John, right? What are the keys? Wayzata, there's a look at Coach Novak Jr. I cannot believe he's in his 33rd year. He looks younger this year than he did 5 years ago. I got to get on that same aging routine that Coach Novak is on. But he talk about, some of the best in the business. Coach Novak's been doing it for such a long time.
Blocking foul on Josh Hoffman. Kenny went over 900 career wins last year. He's 3rd on the all-time list.
I think
behind
he liked
Bob
that.
McDonald and Bob Brinkman.
And I think he liked that call, huh?
He loves every referee's call, right?
I'll tell you what, a lot of people say, well, he's got so much talent, you should win. No, he takes talent and he makes them better.
Birkeland, nice drive to the basket, and he finishes.
Yep.
And we're tied up at 10 after an 8-2 Hopkins lead. Now it's been 8 of the last 10 points up on the board for Hopkins.
But I'll tell you what, if you can withstand that pressure and take care of the ball and make the right play, you can get good shots against this Hopkins defense. Wayzata shown that.
Najee going for the dunk, not good. Partially blocked by Wayzata. Najee slow to get up. Wayzata has numbers. Hall trying to get the ball off and does to Birkeland, and Hopkins able to close with a great pass inside, and the finish by Tibbetts. Terrific pass from Rottinghouse.
Yeah, great pass to Rottinghouse, who had some size at 6'3". Kind of looked like Bill Walton down there.
Well short on the 3 ball there by Jaden Moore.
Yeah, watch this pass. Ball goes into the pole. There's the contest. Great job contesting without fouling. You see that nobody at all had those hands up. Here's the ball into the post. Great cut, opposite wing, able to get a layup out of it.
That was a terrific block by Spencer Hall, who was giving up 4 inches and some pounds certainly on Najee.
Well, and to do that too with your full body without, body contact either, that was just really impressive. And I like that the refs let him play a little bit too.
Russell Bullock, 6'2", senior, number 20. C.J. O'Hara, 6'5", junior, number 4. In for the first time now for Hopkins. Ball out of bounds, still Wayzata basketball. Bjerke on the inbound. Miles Barnett with it, number 13. Back to Bjerke. Harvey across. Rottinghouse hands off. Tibbetts, pull-up jumper and in.
Excellent execution there, running their sets. Little dribble handoff, and Tibbetts had the space. Really impressed with Tibbetts, the pace he plays with too, and taking what the defense gives him. Didn't try to drive in too far, just nice mid-range, nailed it down.
Seven minutes played here in the first half. Good pace to the start of this one. 14-10, Wayzata leading. Sappington in some trouble, gives it off to Gavin Pierce, releases it to O'Hara. Thought about the 3, and now we'll back it out and give it to Sappington. Drive by Bullock to Moore. Pierce open for a 3. Good look, but it didn't go down. Rebound by Bjerke.
Had good defense and really good offense. Good possession, nice patience, and a little driving kick. Got the look, just wasn't able to knock it down.
Bjerke with it, out high, trying to go down low in traffic. Tough turnaround shot, but getting it to go is Miles Barnett.
I'll tell you what, that's not easy. Barnett was cutting to his right, able to catch it, turn around, kind of fading away, still able to get a great shot off and make it.
8 in a row for Wayzata. And they can't answer as more shot rolls out. Another Wayzata defensive board. They're not allowing Hopkins any second chances early on here. Bjerke will pop up a 3 and hit.
That is his game, and at 6'9", he doesn't need a lot of space, and you can see the range. He was a good 3 or 4 feet behind the three-point line. And he's got that beautiful release, nice-looking shot. And how about the response here? Was it 10-2, right?
It was 8-2.
8-2, so we got a 17-2 run here for Wayzata, and it's Wayzata basketball. Good patience, and you got to have an awareness on Carter Bjerke. He is too good of a shooter. And that's the thing. He's going to be great at the next level too, John. When you got that height and a high release like that, even if you're contesting it, he's still able to get a shot off. You see Wayzata's definitely fired up. They know what a big game this is. They know what a big rivalry this is, what a great atmosphere this is. Getting off to a fast start is something you got to do when you're on the road against Hopkins.
Exciting for him and other guys like him who have another Division I option now in the state. Other than Minnesota, go to St. Thomas. There'll be a mid-major Division I program. He'll be part of that. Just starting in that Division I now.
Well, there's a lot of people that think in 10 years St. Thomas may be the school in basketball in Minnesota, right? Because they got the resources, they have great coaches, and the athletic department there, they want to compete at the highest level, and so it's a great second option for a Division I school. You're absolutely right.
Najee misses on the 3 and got fouled by Bjerke, and he'll go to the line to shoot 3.
And you see Coach Schnitler talking to Carter Bjerke saying, hey, don't block it, just contest it. We don't need to foul those. We want Elvis Najee. If we have a choice, we want him out on the perimeter. Contest it. Don't foul him.
I know your coach was never a fan of fouling the jump shooter, right?
I'll tell you, one of my college coaches, Mike Bray, who's now at Notre Dame, always used to say to guards, if we fouled a jump shooter, he would pull out the stats on the year and he'd show you how many block shots you had as a guard. And you might have 1 or 2 all year. And he's like, you are not a shot blocker, so just stay on your feet, contest it. You know, and if they make it, great. We live to fight another day, but don't bail them out by fouling them or going for shot fakes, that kind of thing. They always stuck with me.
Well, only 1 out of 3 for Najee, and it's 19-11. Nearing the midway point of the first half. Wayzata withstood some early pressure and noise here at the Lindbergh Center, and they have taken control here in the first half.
Yeah, you can see just playing at a better pace, right? They're not rushing, they look much more organized and getting to their sets and their spots, exactly what they want to do.
Ball knocked out of bounds by O'Hara, denying the ball from Barnett. Wayzata inbound. Jackson McAndrew, 6'7" sophomore, number 24, in. He gets the ball out the inbounds pass here for the Trojans.
Well, here's the bad news for the rest of the state. There's a tough look. That's a tough angle to go high-low.
Najee got the steal and then trying to finish on the other end on the pass from Moore, and they just failed to connect on that. Wayzata basketball.
Oh, nice look.
McAndrew open for a 3 and spins out. Rebounded by Sappington. Terrell Sappington to the basket, and Najee finishes with the dunk.
Well, all set up by Sappington, getting all the way to the rim. The defense kind of focuses on him and allows Elvis Najee to clean it up with a monstrous two-hand finish.
19-13. See if that gives Hopkins any kind of spark here. Tough shot. Follow-up is up and in by Harvey after the miss by Barnett. First basket for Harvey.
But that's why dribble penetration is so big. You dribble, defense has to look at it. It allows offensive rebounding opportunities. Ryan Harvey, another gamer, quarterback on the football team, playing with a ton of confidence. He's a very good basketball player, very smart basketball player.
Spin move, high off the glass. The shot by O'Hara, not good. Here's McAndrew for Wayzata. Off to the corner, Birkeland in for Bjerke, who thought he got fouled. Ball knocked out of bounds. And they're not going to call a foul on Bullock, who was defending from behind.
And that's one of those passes I think Birkeland's going to wish he had back. He just hung in the air. Here's a look. Beautiful move and drive by Sappington. Watch number 4. Number 2. Elvis Najee. Elvis has left the floor and the building. Look at how high he gets on that one.
Three-pointer from Birkeland. Spins out. Rebound by Wilson. Head to the front court. Moore. Wilson started his career at Brooklyn Center, now here at Hopkins. Najee will back it out outside the three-point arc. And the cross, dangerous pass. And Birkeland, a little too aggressive on defense, so picks up the foul.
I'll tell you, I'm impressed with both teams, John. Just good offense, good defense. It's just a high-level basketball on both sides.
First foul on Birkeland, third team foul on Wayzata. 2 so far for Hopkins. Drive to the basket, shot around and in for Moore.
Oh, you see the explosiveness. Again, only an 8th grader. Plays at a very high speed. He's got that quick step, able to get all the way to the rim with one dribble.
3, try not good for Tibbetts. Rebounded by Wilson. A quick one and done on that position. Wilson up and in. Wayzata thought there should have been a turnover. I don't disagree necessarily.
Well, either way, you can't let dribble penetration.
All to Tibbetts. Hopkins back to within 4 after trailing by 9. Inside, Hall up and he's fouled.
Oh, they're going to call it on the floor. Let's take a look at this dribble drive. Let's see. Oh, yeah, definitely. That definitely should have been a double dribble. You see Wayzata almost kind of stopped. That's where you got to play to the whistle. Even if it looks like that, you might not always get the call.
But Moore got the foul. There was no basket. It was before the shot, as Ryan had said. On the inbound, Bjerke scores. 6-point game. Wilson through traffic. Leaner, not good. Gets his own rebound and then gets his shot blocked. Birkeland then gets his pocket picked by Najee, who puts up a 3. Not good. Bjerke rebounds. Hall to the corner. Harvey and to Tibbetts. And Bjerke, deep three-pointer. Not good. An easy rebound for O'Hara, who's yet to score, coming off the bench here for Hopkins. Stolen by Hall. To the basket, and he's fouled by O'Hara.
No foul, just a block.
You are right.
Good hands. And see, I thought on that, Spencer Hall kind of slowed down.
Definitely all ball.
I thought it looked like he was maybe trying to time a dunk or something. I thought if he would have gone full speed, he might have been able to get that shot off, but slowed down.
Great block by C.J. O'Hara. Keeps it at 23-17.
How about both teams contesting shots without falling?
Tibbetts handing off to Berkland. Back to Tibbetts. 3 for Harvey. Not good. Ball tipped back to Harvey by Hall. Nice job for Wayzata to keep possession. Hall open in the other corner. And M3 is missed. Teams have gone cold from the perimeter and traveling here on O'Hara.
Yeah, it looked like CJ left his feet trying to throw that. Last second realized that there was someone in the passing lane, came down with it before he had gotten rid of it.
Vincent Hildshire, number 34, in for Hopkins for the first time. 6'5" junior. Five minutes to go in the first half, 23-17. Wayzata's biggest lead in the first half, 9. Hopkins' biggest lead, 6. Harvey to Tibbetts. Berkland, try another 3. Long, rebounded by Hall. Nice little dish off for Berkland. So he didn't have a shot there, but Berkland, a nice cut to the basket, gets open and scores.
Well, when you shoot a lot of threes, you'll get long rebounds, offensive rebounds. Wayzata that time able to get it. And I'll tell you what they do, they continuously move. They don't sit still. Berkland missed that shot. He followed it up by cutting, able to get a nice layup out of it.
Josh Hoffman holding in the corner for Hopkins. Has to pick up the dribble, throws across. That's Moore with the basketball into the hands of Wilson. Not making it easy for Hopkins in this possession. Wilson drive, tries to go underneath, but threw it right to Berkland. Another Hopkins turnover.
Oh, it's the old defensive back there playing the passing lane, anticipating.
Berkland, step back 3. Not good. Offensive rebound, though, for Wayzata. They've gotten a few of those, Ryan, here in the first half. They've been the better team on the glass. Ball out of bounds off Hopkins.
I'll tell you, Rottinghouse, number 21's done a great job on offensive rebounds. And he's got that good height at 6'3". Wayzata, besides Bierke at 6'9", they got a lot of 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" guys. And they're all athletic, and they will all crash the rebound. You can see they've gotten a number of second chance opportunities here tonight.
Bierke on the low block, draws a double team from behind. Najee knocked it away. Here comes Moore, up and in.
You can see how quick in transition, if they can get out and run like that, John, they can take a turnover or a defensive rebound and score within a matter of a second.
Bierke down low to Hall, took a second to gather the ball, got this shot up and in, and he's fouled.
I'll tell you, I like what Wayzata's doing, going to Bierke in the post, knowing that Hopkins is probably going to send a second defender at him. He's being unselfish, and they're hitting the cutter. And Spencer Hall, that time, a nice strong finish, able to get the foul as well.
Falls on Elvis Najee, his first, 14th foul on Hopkins. Hall looking for his 6th point of the night.
Great cut, great catch, one-handed catch too.
Free throw missed, Najee rebounds for Hopkins. So they trail by 8 after getting it close again, and Hopkins trying to cut back into that lead here before halftime with under 3 minutes to go now. Shot floated up, not good. Follow-up try is up and in for Hildshine.
I'll tell you, even though Jaden Moore didn't make that, him getting to the rim, it draws other defenders there. It allows that offensive rebound to happen.
Najee trying to draw the charge, didn't. Bjerke missed the shot and rebounded by O'Hara. Outlet to Sappington. Najee, three ball is good. It's his second three, and now 13 points for Elvis Najee of their 24.
Yeah, just when you think kind of Wayzata was getting the momentum of the game on their side. Nice answer here by Hopkins.
Release, Bjerke, easy lay-in.
Great set, great cut, great pass too by Roddenhouse. It's giving them great minutes here tonight.
Moore stops, lost the ball, tough shot, and can't get it to go. And then the block by Hall, blocking Moore's shot. Three ball by Roddenhouse, not good, but Bjerke rebounds, finds the cutter. Hall off to the basket.
Well, again, three-pointer, long rebound. Bjerke with a great board. And as great as he's been scoring the basketball, he's been equally impressive tonight, finding cutters and able to finish. And another nice answer here by the Trojans. This is a fun first half.
Absolutely. All right, this is the first time we have done a Hopkins basketball game since the passing of Ken Novak Sr., who passed away last July at the age of 92 as the Hopkins head coach from the late 50s and the 70s, and then both at Hopkins High School and then Hopkins Lindbergh into the 80s. And great basketball coach, obviously the father of Ken Jr., member of 4 Halls of Fame, and always was fun to talk to, right? You learned so much from him and just enjoyed being around him. Passed away late July, and I know a great loss for the Novak family and for this Hopkins basketball community. You built up well, it was a great program in the early 50s under Butsy Metzel, but he continued that tradition and didn't. Hopkins has always been good in basketball for 6 decades now.
I could tell you, even in the late 90s when we played Hopkins, when I was at Eden Prairie, you know, Coach Novak was always the competitor, and Coach Novak Sr. was always I don't want to say the nicer one, but he was always would come over to you after the game, win or lose, and give you a pat on the butt. And even as we've broadcasted, and I've gotten to know him a lot better over the years, he was just a remarkable man. I don't know one person that didn't have a fond thought of him or think highly of him. So he was a great coach and a great guy, and I know it's a big loss for Coach Novak.
Just over a minute to play here in the first half. Najee spins the pass out in the corner, and losing it as he came into the lane was Hoffman, but Hopkins retains possession. Here comes Sappington, driving against numbers. Wild shot won't go. Bjerke rebounds. Off to Barnett with under a minute to go now. Shot not good from the wing from McAndrew. .20 seconds to go here in the first half. Looks like Hopkins will hold for one. Hoffman, Gander tough on him and committed a little bit of a foul. That is his first 14 foul. Neither team in the bonus, so just be an inbound here for Hopkins with 7.6 seconds left on the board. Hopkins get a late substitution, get Bjerke out, and Roddenhouse back in. Najee across to O'Hara. O'Hara behind the back dribble. Has to pick it up to Sappington. Gets his shot blocked. And that'll be the end of the first half. Wayzata leading by 7. Trailed early, but held the lead then from the middle of that first half on. And a 7-point cushion going into halftime. And it's been balanced scoring. Carter Bjerke with 7, Drew Berkland with 7, Spencer Hall with 7, Hayden Tibbetts with 6 points. Let's go down now to Ryan Iverson standing by with Ken Novak Jr.
Hey, Coach, thoughts of the first half there?
Got to keep them off the boards. Got to stop ball reversals. Got to get the ball moving. The kids are got to tackle more. They're up on us. We should get to the basket. And once we do, we got to get more balance when we're going in. Got to play better basketball.
High-level intensity. Are you proud of the effort?
I thought the first few minutes was. I thought the second time we just started letting them throw wherever they wanted, which that happens. We're going to lose every time. They shoot too well.
Good luck in the second half. Back to you, John.
Thanks, Ryan. We'll hear from Coach Schnitler before the start of the second half. 31-24, Wayzata leads Hopkins. More boys basketball and CCX right after this. Number 3, Wayzata leading number 6, Hopkins, 31-24 at halftime. Lake Conference boys basketball tonight on CCX. Highlights from the first 18 minutes of play tonight here at the Lindbergh Center. Early basket for Wayzata. Hayden Tibbetts able to score. Drew Berkland knocking down a 3. They made 3 threes in the first half, although missed a fair number, Ryan, in that first half.
Yeah, they missed a fair number, but they got a bunch of offensive rebounds
off of the misses.
Too.
Yes, that's true.
and which led to second chance points. But there's Carter Bjerke on a little pick and pop, knocking down a 3.
That one put Wayzata ahead 19-10. Elvis Najee had the first points for Hopkins in the game off a 3-pointer. Bookended it with another 3 and a dunk in between. He's been their one offensive weapon. Has been pretty consistent here tonight.
That was a beautiful
drives there. 13 points here so far in the game. Najee with 13 more with 6, and then Wilson and Hillsheim 2 each. Look at the balance for Wayzata though on the left there. Bjerke, Berkland, and Hall all with 7 points, and Tibbetts right behind them with 6.
Yeah, not just one guy, just moving the ball and taking care of the basketball. To start this game, they had 2 early turnovers, John, and since that point, I thought Wayzata did a great job of handling the pressure and getting whatever shots they wanted, and also getting second chance points. Good cutting. They weren't just settling for jumpers either, kind of taking whatever they could get.
We'll take a break. We'll come back here from Coach Brian Schnitler in a moment. More basketball from the Lindbergh Center after this.
How is my little birdykins feeling?
Well, I feel okay. My wing hurts a little bit, but that's okay.
I made the decision to get Big Bird vaccinated because COVID vaccines are the best way to keep yourself, our friends and neighbors, and me safe and healthy.
And it'll help me keep playing with my granny bird and all my friends at school.
Yeah.
It's okay to have questions about COVID vaccines for your kids. Get the latest facts by speaking to your pediatrician or healthcare provider.
31-24, back we go to Ryan Iverson with Brian Schnitler.
Hey, Coach, you guys up by 7 first half. What your thoughts there in the first half?
I loved our defense, did a pretty good job on the boards. We got to keep finishing plays there. We're trying to really take away the paint and make them jump shooters, and we're doing a decent job of it so far there.
One of the things I said in the pregame, when you play Hopkins, if you can take care of the basketball, you can get good shots. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, early we turned it over. They got up 10-2, I believe, and we started taking care of it. We got really good looks. Didn't make them all, but anytime we're cut to the rim off our paint touches, our post touches, we're doing a really good job.
Key to the second half for you guys to win?
We got to finish plays on the defensive end, keep getting boards, and take care of the basketball.
Awesome. Good luck in the second half, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Back to you, John.
Thanks very much. Thanks to both coaches for taking some time with us. Taking care of the basketball, always a key, right, at any level in basketball, no matter what the team is. And Wayzata, after a couple early turnovers, really did do a better job than Hopkins of taking care of the basketball, and that has helped lead to their 7-point lead. Wayzata's next game after tonight, they'll be home on Friday night of a late conference contest against Edina, and the next Tuesday at home against Eden Prairie. For Hopkins, they will be at Minnetonka on Friday, and then will be part of a showcase event in Burnsville, the Southside Showcase, and take on La Crosse Central on January 22nd. La Crosse Central, very good ball club.
Yeah, beat Wayzata.
Beat Wayzata earlier this season. Let's look at some numbers from the first half here, Ryan. You see the score, and the Wayzata has jacked up a lot of threes in the first half and missed, but they've gotten second chance points off that. Also out rebounding Hopkins so far in the first half, 17-11.
Well, that's why, if you're Wayzata, you got to be thrilled. You're up 7, shooting that poorly from the three-point line, and most of them were good shots. They didn't force bad shots, but you're Coach Schnitler talking about cutting. I think, when you're playing an aggressive defensive team, those cuts, those back doors, those kinds of things are there. See if Wayzata is able to exploit that in the second half, and also see if they're able to shoot better from perimeter in the second half as well.
How many free throws? Wayzata 0 for 1 and Hopkins 2 of 5. Getting the line, nobody in foul trouble. 4 team fouls each, and no one player with more than 1 foul.
Yeah, and I don't think it's from lack of being aggressive by either team, right? I think both teams are playing aggressive defense. They're contesting shots without fouling. And I love the referees kind of letting it go a little bit. We've seen referees that'll call every tic-tac foul. I like the rhythm and the flow of this game, and I think you credit both teams by playing great defense, but doing it without fouling as well.
Yeah, it's physical without being rough, and I think the referees so far have found the right balance, and then the teams are, it's not getting out of hand at all. We're ready to go with the second half. Hopkins trailing by 7 gets the first possession.
Yeah, I always think that first couple minutes, especially when you're on the road against a good team like Hopkins, first couple minutes, Hopkins can score so quickly with their defense and transition. You got to get stops.
Wilson with a 3, not good. Najee rebounds, got behind Bierke and able to put it back up and in.
Well, he does that so good. That's such a big part of his game. We saw him knock down threes in that first half, but that, I think, is when he's at his absolute best.
15 now for Najee. Hall and Moore went for the steal. Open look on a 3 for Harvey, then dishes off. Good ball movement here by Wayzata. Tibbetts open for a 3, too long, and rebounded by O'Hara. O'Hara couldn't get into a rhythm coming off the bench in the first half, didn't score. Up to the basket, a good strong drive by Terrell Sappington. He scored. Well, first 4 points for Hopkins.
Yeah, he's got that hesitation where it's just so quick. Saw a little bit of that in the first half, kind of starts and stops and just able to get to the rim at ease.
Out of bounds, Hopkins basketball, so Wayzata turnover on this possession.
Oh, great start here for the Royals. 2 possessions, 2 baskets, contested 3, a turnover. So they're exactly the kind of start Coach Novak, I'm sure, talked about with this team at halftime. Is we got to defend and get off to a fast start here.
Wilson off to O'Hara. Sappington will back it out off to Najee. Now low is O'Hara over the smaller Berkland. Missed the shot. Goes up and gets fouled.
Well, I like the patience that time by Hopkins and seeing O'Hara down low. He's got the size, the height advantage on Drew Berkland. Drew Berkland's got the strength down there, and you kind of see him muscle him out of there, but I like going inside like that, and a nice job too by O'Hara following it up, getting that offensive rebound.
Foul on Harvey is his second. O'Hara's still looking for his first point tonight.
Yeah, and he's their leading scorer at just under 19. So Hopkins in this game and doing it really more on the back of Elvis Najee and his scoring than C.J. O'Hara. So see if they can get him going here in the second half.
Missed them both. Tibbetts rebounds. Hopkins now 2 of 7 from the free throw line. Oh, really tough defense by Sappington. Almost a steal by Wilson. Instead, it's an open 3 for Tibbetts. Missed, and now he's at a 3 of 19 on threes. Finished by O'Hara. Great work by Hopkins.
Great contest on the 3. Great rebound by Najee. Throws it up, and a nice pass, too, by Jaden Moore. And you're getting O'Hara a couple baskets here. You can see if he can get the rhythm going.
Bjerke on the low block, back out. 3-pointer, that won't go. Tibbetts rebounds. How did he get the rebound? The smallest guy in there, and gets the offensive rebound and puts it in.
5'11", but he's got a big heart, able to fight for it, and not only get it, but go right up. And a big basket there for Wayzata.
First points of the second half for them. 3 for Wilson. Long, easy rebound for Bjerke. Tibbetts to Spencer Hall.
I like that. I like Carter Bjerke in the post.
Hesitation, missed the shot, and rebounded by Najee. Here comes Moore, floats it up off the glass and in.
You can see what great speed he has, and he's got that ability to finish at the rim too. Being undersized, being young, it doesn't matter. Fearless when he attacks.
Bjerke is fouled. Fouls on Najee, it's his second. Josh Hoffman in, Max Wilson out for Hopkins. Spencer Hall. Bjerke just outside the block. A turn, fadeaway shot, not good. Rebounded by Tibbetts again. That knocked out of bounds. Still Wayzata basketball.
Well, I know Bjerke's missed the last 2, but those are good shots, good offense, and I think if he's able to score down there, it's going to force Hopkins to maybe bring a second defender down there, and he's going to be able to find open looks. So I like the idea.
On the drive by Hall, foul on Hopkins. It'll be on O'Hara, his first.
I say we've had more fouls in the first couple minutes of the second half than we did all of first half. But you're seeing some more aggressive drives to the basket too. Nice play.
Berkland open for a 3. A miss for Wayzata from beyond the arc. Bjerke will put one up. That one is in. His second 3, he's got 10 points.
Oh, they're just too good at shooters. You keep giving them good looks like that, they're going to start eventually knocking them down, especially that guy.
O'Hara cross. Najee an open 3 look. Way long and rebounded by Harvey. Berkland to Tibbetts and into the front court. Berkland, he'll try another one from the corner. This one not good. Hall flying in for the rebound, but couldn't get there. Hoffman got it first. Now it's Sappington. Hopkins in the front court, trailing by 4. Just over 13 and a half minutes to go. Lob in to O'Hara in some traffic. Bjerke with the block. Ball on the floor.
Good hustle.
Wayzata with the basketball. They turn Hopkins over. Tibbetts dish off in some traffic. A little trouble with it there for Harvey. Ball on the floor. Tie up between Hall and Hoffman. Jump ball.
Great effort by both sides getting on the floor. But Bjerke, a great job again, defending, blocking, challenging shots without fouling. Love the hustle here of both teams. Both teams playing really, really hard.
Go, Eric.
Nice pass. Harvey able to pat it over there, and good, great effort as you see Miles Barnett, or excuse me, Josh Hoffman getting on the floor.
Najee with a steal. Look out!
What a great feeling that must be in the transition. He dunks that thing hard, too.
Birkeland baseline, almost out of the hands of Rottinghouse, was able to control it. Now into the hands of Hall. Back out Rottinghouse, quickly to Tibbetts, into Birkeland. Trojans lead down to 2. It was 7 at halftime. Rottinghouse from the corner picks up the dribble, back out to Bierke.
I think Hopkins doing a great job there. Good contest.
Steal, and rather than prevent the fast break layup, Spencer Hall commits the foul.
Just listen to the sound of this. Great hands. Watch the power, John. Oh. And you see, look at the crowd just erupting, kind of timing their jump with the dunk. That is a great feeling.
Candidate for the play of the week there for next week, right? Drive and slicing through traffic. I like the effort there by Jarrell Sappington. Able to draw contact, and they'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what they had in mind, but able to just kind of dribble through about 5 different people, and he just got that quick shiftiness of able to start, stop, change direction, able to draw the foul and get to the free throw line.
Hayden Tibbetts picking up the foul, his first. Sappington in the first half, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. It's the first one here. And Hopkins with a chance to tie. And they do. So the senior makes it a 36-all game. 12:25 to go, second half. Birkeland lobbing, Bierke got fouled.
I'll tell you, I was going to say, I think Hopkins, John, the last 5 or 6 possessions, doing a great job of closing out on shooters and not giving them shots. Just really moving well as a unit defensively. Good team defense.
Fouls on Moore, his second. Team fouls even now at 3 apiece here in the second half. Birkeland back out. And that's Bierke. Birkeland will drive. Yeah, nice job keeping it away from the defender, Hoffman, and laying it in.
Yeah, nice high ball screen that time by Bierke, and Birkeland, again, very explosive, able to just get to the rim quickly and uses his body so well.
Hoffman down low. Good feed from O'Hara.
Well, great pass, but great cut by Josh that time, able to use his height, use his body, able to seal off a nice, easy finish.
First points for him tonight. Here's Tibbetts. The Hall cut off on the baseline. Trying to go to Rottinghouse and gets picked off by Hoffman. Hoffman to Najee. And back out Sappington.
Oh, good hands.
Well, on the floor, we're going to foul on Tibbetts. And a little words being formed. Birkeland. And then Coach Novak got a little push on Birkeland. We're going to Wayzata coach coming in. And now we've got some bedlam here at the Lindbergh Center.
Wow.
Wow. Well, nobody's going to win the Lake Conference Sportsmanship Award tonight, I don't think.
I'll tell you what happened is they called the foul, and it looked like maybe one of the Hopkins players stepped over. You're going to see this. You're going to see right here, Hayden Tibbetts gets on the ground, and you see that drops the ball on him and had a problem. And Birkeland's coming over here, and I think
I think what happened was Tibbetts was coming up and Sappington was coming across him, and I don't think Sappington was doing anything wrong, but Birkeland maybe took some offense.
No, he dropped the basketball on his head. That's what set it off. So Birkeland came over, and then it looked like Drew Birkeland and Coach Novak had a little spit with each other, and I think that's what brought some of the assistants over from the Wayzata side over there to kind of say, hey, you don't talk to our players. Yeah, you can see Birkeland's in there talking, and then,
yeah. When I first saw it, I think Kenny was just trying to pull Birkeland away, and it looked worse at
I think
live.
the Wayzata side maybe thought he was pulling on Drew Birkeland there.
Well, I think he was, but he's trying to. I think he was trying to pull him away.
I almost said.
Yeah.
We'll only shoot 2 shots here, but they're both team fouls. First one is on 15 white. Okay?
He's talking about the first one that you had.
Oh yeah, and we have a personal foul. One white, the other one here. White one is the original foul.
Hold on. He dropped the ball and guy stepped over him. You didn't call him.
A technical foul and 15 for Wayzata. 2 bench technicals will offset. We'll shoot the technical. Yeah, Hopkins will shoot that one.
Yeah, so referee nice enough to come over and kind of fill us in. It sounds like there's a bench technical on both sides and also a technical on Drew Birkeland. So the offsetting bench technicals will cancel each other out. It looks like Hopkins will shoot 2 free throws out of the melee.
You're still getting some back and forth talk between the coaches. I think Coach Schnitler thought his team got the short end of that.
I don't disagree.
Yeah. Sappington going to the line.
Sappington dropped the ball on his head. That should have been a technical. I think Drew Birkeland was defending his teammate there. I think they should have been all offsetting technicals, just play basketball.
Second one is good.
Well, if you had any doubts about this rivalry or the intensity or how much it means to both sides, I think you got your answer here. This one is intensity just ratcheted up to maximum if it wasn't already there.
So 40-38, Hopkins now in front after the 2 free throws by Sappington off the technical on Birkeland. Right with the basket, O'Hara. Below the line to shoot 2 as he gets fouled.
What an athletic play.
Go back to the initial sequence here.
So watch Sappington right there. See that?
Oh yeah,
that
I did not see that the first time.
That's what the problem was, and that should have been a technical as well. I think Drew Birkeland saw that and was defending his teammate, and I don't know if the referees didn't see that, but there's no need for that. You don't drop the basketball on someone's head. Just play basketball. Both of these teams just play.
Najee gets the offensive rebound, but can't get the ball to fall, and it's rebounded by Harvey.
Well, now you got the emotion, the intensity. Now it's going to be about who can execute, who can get back to playing with that emotion, to playing under control and playing smart and execute.
Harvey to Tibbetts in the corner. Wayzata trailing for the first time in a long time. Tibbetts, a reverse shot, tough one, couldn't get it to go. Sappington ahead. O'Hara gets blocked. What a block! Great block by Rottinghouse. Back comes Wayzata. Barnett, a little hesitation. Tibbetts to Rottinghouse, and then a steal. Here's Najee trying to step through Barnett and Rottinghouse and lost the ball. And a blocking foul called on Hoffman.
Well, here's a good look ahead here by O'Hara, and great contest that time by Rottinghouse. again, without the body, just challenging it. Both teams doing a great job at challenging shots and doing it without fouling.
Barnett will bring the ball into the front court here for Wayzata. We're staying at 40-38 here. Empty possessions the last few times down the court for each team. Bierke. Contact and a blocking foul on Najee. It'll be his third.
Well, you talk about the fouls. Both teams from here on out are going to be in the bonus. That was the 6th team foul on Hopkins. Wayzata with already 7 team fouls. So a little shot fake there. And game getting very physical.
Here's Hall looking inside. Bierke above the block. Shot over Najee, not good. O'Hara had a hand on it. Loose ball gathered in by Hall. Bierke up, offensive foul. Hoffman draws the charge. Bierke can't believe it.
Of course, Schnitler can't believe it either. He's saying he was not set. Here we go. Oh, I don't know, John.
O'Hara inbounds to Wilson and back to O'Hara. Shot put up by Hoffman and not good, and rebounded by Bierke.
Yeah, good offense there. Nice drive and kick. Good luck. Both teams just not knocking those threes down.
No, there's not been a shooting clinic tonight. As I say that, Spencer Hall knocks down a 3. His second tonight. He's got 10 points. Wayzata back in the lead by 1. Wilson gets stripped of the ball as he comes through the lane.
Yeah, Wayzata's gotten good looks. Again, that time a nice drive, a nice kick. Spencer Hall in the corner. Nice job by McAndrew there, drawing 2 guys and kicking it out. And the first Wayzata basket in a while gives them a 1-point lead.
O'Hara hits a 3.
Well, you can kind of feel his momentum starting to pick up here. You know, didn't do anything there in the first half. Oh, he's got 5 here in the second half, picking it up, making some nice plays, and he answers.
Hall on Wilson. Back out. McAndrew 3 hits. A big sophomore with his first points of the night.
Yeah, how about that? A contested 3 too. It's contagious. You see one go in, sometimes you start shooting better as a team.
More down low to Hoffman, trying to get it through, knocked away by McAndrew. Scramble on the floor and gave it right to Hopkins, and an easy lay-in for Max Wilson.
Oh, that's hard as a coach. You don't want to ever tell someone don't hustle like that, but that's one of those you're better off letting it go out of bounds.
Barnett driving and scoring.
Well, you just feel like every possession starting to ratchet up intensity-wise. You can see everyone's going harder. They're playing with great emotion, and now they're starting to execute. Both teams.
Through the hands of Moore, but able to gather it before it was an over and back. Shot up, not good, will get a foul.
Oh, they get the charge. Offensive foul.
Offensive foul on Jaden Moore. That's his third. Ryan Harvey draws the charge. 7.5 minutes to go. 1 point in game. Bierke back out. It's Barnett with the basketball. One dribble and then to Berkland.
Oh, nice look.
Oh, and not good. Another try for Bierke up and in.
Well, I love he stayed with it. He used that body to shield off the defender. He's got that wide shoulder, big body. He's got to be able to use that. He did it nicely there. Love that he stayed with it.
Wilson. Oh, almost traveled. And gets it off to O'Hara. Hopkins been behind most of the night. We're briefly ahead after the technical free throws, and Wayzata surge back in front. Bjerke pops out on Sappington. Wilson thinking about the three, gives it to Najee. Oh, lose two competitors, 2 and 32 tonight. Najee and Bjerke. Sappington, tough shot and a lot of traffic. Najee, great offensive rebound, trying to fight through Wayzata players and can't. Bjerke gets it to McAndrew. And Wayzata turns Hopkins over.
Oh, great effort by O'Hara that time, but great hands too by Wayzata, able to get that ball loose, get on the floor, and secure the possession.
Well, we got something to carry over when these teams play again, right? Wayzata, perhaps in the section tournament.
I don't know if we needed anything, just the talent level, intensity, the rivalry. Both of these teams in the top 6. I'll tell you what, I just love passion, right? You love to see that. I had no problem with Drew Berkland doing what he was doing. As a teammate, I would have done that, and I think his teammates would have done it for him, and I think that's, as a leader of your team, that's what you do. And you know, it just ratcheted. Everything seemed to pick up since that spill there, but hasn't changed a thing. This has been high-level basketball by both teams. And you just love, as a fan of basketball, you just love watching these guys compete and play hard, and you love the rivalry too.
There's Phil Ward on the bench. He was the coach before Brian Schnitler. Standing up there in the white jacket, is helping out Kenny Novak for this year. Talked to Phil before the game. Doesn't know if he'll come back again for next year's. Enjoyed retirement, but helping out Kenny Jr. this year. Those guys have been friends for a long time. Bjerke stripped of the ball by Najee out of bounds.
Great hands by Elvis. I think Elvis is saying he thought it hit off of Bjerke's leg, and he might have had a case there, but if you're giving up some size, some width, you got to have those quick hands, and Elvis Najee certainly does.
Ball knocked away from Hall. He's able to get it back. Wayzata almost turning it over, able to keep possession. Rotates out to
nice
Tibbetts,
cut.
down the line. Lane goes. Hall shot missed. We get a jump ball. Hall, nice drive down the baseline, but just couldn't finish. They'll stay with Wayzata on the alternate possession. No, excuse me, Hopkins basketball.
Yeah, what Wayzata's doing, they're cutting, and they're getting some good looks. Spencer Hall just unable to make that, but again, just great contesting on every shot, great challenge. And then fight for the rebound results in the jump ball.
And Jaden Moore, 8 points for him tonight. He does have 3 fouls, as does Elvis Najee. Nobody else in the game with more than 2. We're down to 5:20 to go. Intense second half of basketball tonight at the Lindbergh Center. 3 from the corner. Moore can't hit. Bjerke rebounds.
Well, good look. Nice offense. Nice drive and kick there. Get a good look out of it. It's exactly what you want.
Drive by Tibbetts. Not good. Follow up by Ryan Harvey to score. Only his second basket of the game, but that's a big one.
It was a big one. He positioned himself perfectly on that drive, waiting for it to go long. It was long, and he's able to go right back up.
Wayzata with his biggest lead since early in this half at 5 points. Hoffman just outside the paint, almost stripped away from him by Tibbetts. Here's O'Hara. Cross, Sappington 3, good, and he's fouled by Hall.
Nice kick that time by O'Hara. Sappington knocks it down, and again you can see Wayzata the second time tonight they've fouled on a 3-point shot. That time resulting in a 4-point play. What a big 4-point play. Bring Hopkins back to within 1.
Sappington with 10 of his 11 points here in the second half. Royals suddenly back to within 1. Under 4.5 minutes to go. Hayden Tibbetts goes around Bjerke's screen and he hands it off to Hall. Double dribbles back out high to Tibbetts. So, and then Brooklyn had cut. Tibbetts didn't see him cut, and it's a turnover, and the ball sails out of bounds.
Well, and I think Wayzata's done a great job of handling pressure, but that's what ball pressure does to you, John. It speeds you up. It just makes you act a little quicker than you want to, and kind of forces you into some of those things. And doesn't have to happen much, but a big turnover here with 4:13 left. Hopkins trying to get back the lead here.
Hopkins now in the double bonus. Wayzata with 9 team fouls. See if that plays a factor in the game. Oh, three-pointer up and in for O'Hara.
Yeah, three-pointer for O'Hara. Nice driving kick by Jaden Moore. And I think right after that, Sappington they're going to get with a hold. And that's big. That's going to be a one-on-one here for Wayzata. So a chance to, right after the three-point play, great driving kick.
And then the foul on Sappington, and at the other end, Tibbetts will go to the line for a one-on-one. That's the 8th team foul on Hopkins. One more for Hayden Tibbetts, looking for his 10th point. And Wayzata has tied it. 52 all, under 4 minutes to go. Moore. O'Hara and back out to Moore. Najee. Out on the left wing. 3:35 to go. O'Hara on the baseline, back out. Najee thinking about the three. Now we'll back it out. Under 3.5 to go. Sappington drives, dish for O'Hara. Shot not good. Tipped up in the air. Tipped out by Wayzata, but right to Moore. Offensive foul on Moore.
Nice job by Ryan Harvey that time, stepping in. And that's where, as great as Judah Moore is as an 8th grader, if he can just go vertical, right? Straight up, straight down, that's going to be a great basket. Watch his weight, carry him into it. Ryan Harvey's there waiting for it. Great team defense, great help defense by the Trojans.
4th foul now on Moore. And both teams in the double bonus the rest of the way with just over 3 minutes to go at the Lindbergh Center. Number 3 versus number 6 in the state in Class 4A. Often pretty aggressive and got in the face of Harvey and commits the foul.
Yeah, and you love the ball pressure, you love the aggressiveness, but when you're in the double bonus like that in a tight game, time getting down to around 3 minutes, that's where you can't foul. You can't give them free points 25 feet away from the basket.
The free throws by Tibbetts were the first made free throws and just the second and third shot in the game for Wayzata. And now Harvey connects. Wayzata back in front. Second one, not good. Najee rebounds. 1 point, Trojans lead with 3 minutes to go. Sappington, a little floater, glass and good. Tough shot, and he scores it.
Yeah, he's been big here in the second half. That time no one stopped the ball. Able to get right into the lane there. Nice little floater. Not easy to do when you're going full speed like that.
Now Tibbetts to Bjerke. Berkland open for a three. It comes out, Najee rebounds. Royals with the basketball, leading by 1. 2.5 minutes to play. Sappington across for Moore. Sappington, 2:25 to go, and he backs it out.
Yep. Smart play.
Skip pass across to Moore. 2:10 to go. Ball knocked away by Tibbetts, but Sappington was there. Under 2 minutes to go. Sappington into the paint. Shot up and in.
What a finish.
Got it around and over Harvey to score. Hopkins by 3. 1:45 to play. Berkland to Bjerke. He'll put up a 3 and ties it up. timeout, Wayzata.
How about the confidence? You haven't shot the ball that great tonight. You're down 3, contested. You weren't even facing the basket, just squared up. That is called having the ultimate confidence and the green light and the height, too, to be able to get that shot off with the defender right there. What a big-time shot. Look at that. He was facing half court kind of as an afterthought with Elvis Nagy at 6'7", right in his face, able to knock it down. What a big-time shot. I was just going to say, you don't need a 3 there, right? With this time left, you got enough time to go get a good shot, or get a good 2. And right as I was about to say that, Carter Bierke says, yeah, take that.
Carter Bierke right now 7 points short of 1,000 career points. Don't know that he'll get it tonight, but I would guess on Friday, if not yet this evening.
Yeah, that's an unbelievable honor to get to 1,000 points. What I love about it is it means you've been consistent, right? You've done it for at least a couple of years, and you've done it every game. And he's been a great player for this Trojan program for a few years, and fitting that he's going to break it maybe in a big game like this, if not early in his next game. Yeah, I think if you're Hopkins, you want to extend the floor right now, right? Try to get Wayzata to come out and guard you, and dribble penetration. They've been able to, Sappington has been able to get great penetration. Jaden Moore into the lane in addition. See if they can kind of spread that defense and get something going to the basket here.
Possession arrow Wayzata's way if we get a tie-up. Again, both teams in the double bonus. Backcourt pressure by Birkeland on Moore. He brings it into the front court. 1:25 to go in a tie ball game here in the second half. Nagy puts it on the deck, gives it up to Sappington. 1:15 to go, trying to get it back to Nagy and threw it away, and then a backcourt foul on Nagy, and it'll be 2 shots the other way for Wayzata.
I'll tell you, they went high ball screen, and Carter Bierke did a great job of kind of showing and doubling, trying to hit Nagy on the roll, but great rotation, help side defense by Spencer Hall, was able to almost play free safety there, go and pick it off and get fouled. That is a big, big play.
Hall with 1 free throw attempt in the first half, he missed it. Trying to break the tie. Wayzata in front. Second one long, and a rebound for Hoffman. Wayzata by 1:10 to go. Into the hands of the 8th grader Moore into the front court. Timeout Hopkins with 1:03 left. Class 4A, we've mentioned a couple times, these teams both in the top 10. Park Center is unbeaten in that top of the poll in 4A, followed by Shakopee. Again, both of those teams own wins over Wayzata. And then it's Lakeville North following the Trojans. Eastridge at 9-2 is number 5. Hopkins, Eastview, Minnetonka, Osseo, and Buffalo also in the Lake Conference round out the top 10.
And not only that, but a lot of teams in our area that we get to cover and see. And Hopkins' only loss was an early season loss to Eastridge, a close game. And Wayzata's 2 losses to Shakopee and Park Center by a combined 8 points. So I think you got some great parity in that top 10. You see number 6 and 3 here tonight, only going to be separated by a point or 2. So I think you have about 6 to 8 teams that I think feel like they have a legitimate shot to win a state championship this year.
These teams will play again February 11th at Wayzata. Could play again in Section 6 tournament play. Didn't play last year. Cooper took out Hopkins in the section semifinals. Wayzata winning the second of 2 regular season meetings a year ago, but the last 6 games before that were all won by Hopkins. Wayzata trying to get a win on the road here. Try to go 2-0 in the Lake Conference. Leading by 1, but Hopkins with the basketball with 63 seconds to go. Josh Hoffman will inbound. Into the hands of Moore. We're under a minute to go at Hopkins. Sappington gets it to O'Hara. Puts it on the floor and then back out to Sappington.
And Sappington's been so good when he's been able to get his momentum going to the basket so quick.
Back to Moore. We're down to 40 seconds to go. See if we get another timeout here for Hopkins, or how long they go before putting a ball up. A little pressure, and then we do get another timeout for Ken Novak Jr., who has one left with 32.5 seconds to go. Wayzata still with 3 timeouts remaining.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you get Sappington and Najee, or Sappington and O'Hara high ball screen, and see if you can get either a mismatch and try to go into Elvis Najee or O'Hara. If not, you got Sappington with his downhill speed trying to get him going to the basket. That's been successful here, especially in the second half.
What's the message if you're Wayzata?
You're just defending everything. You're helping on ball screens, you're rotating. Shot goes up, you got to secure the rebound, and you tell your guys, hey, we got 3 timeouts. We get a stop, we get a rebound, immediate timeout. You know what I always like to do when I played and when I coached, and it's times like this, you come out, you change your defenses up, even just for the first 10 seconds, right? You come out, you show like you're in a 2-3 zone, or maybe you trap the first pass, you do something different. Because you know Hopkins right now is designing something probably to go against man-to-man, and you can't ever throw them for a loss. It's the fun part about basketball, especially when you got great coaches going at it here, is strategy. They're playing chess against each other, and to see what adjustments are being made is always a fun part of the game.
O'Hara will handle this inbound. Throws in the backcourt. Berkland. They thought there might have been a turnover as Moore went down. Didn't happen. Down low, just above the block. Najee now back out. 20 seconds to go. Sappington with the basketball. Hopkins down by 1. Sappington spins. Whistle. Foul.
What a finish.
And the basket's good. No, it's an offensive foul.
I thought he counted it.
And a timeout taken by Wayzata. Look at it.
Oh,
again.
yeah.
Oh, you got the
Yeah, you see the left arm, that off arm.
Yep.
When I saw the referee go like this, it looked like he was like saying an and one.
Oh, yeah, that was a good call.
You see, you see that off arm.
Right.
And I think Coach Novak was upset with. He thought that Jaden Moore was fouled initially on the inbounds pass there.
By Berkland.
Wayzata wanted to travel. Hopkins felt like Berkland had fouled Moore, and there was no call there. And I think that's why the referee did not call a travel on that either. Kind of wanted to negate that, but I like what Hopkins did there. Sappington going to the rim, they just able to get the offensive foul. Now if you're Wayzata, you got to get the ball in, you got to know you have 2 timeouts, and Hopkins, you go for a turnover, go for a steal. If you don't get it right away, then you got to foul.
15.7 seconds to go. Ryan Harvey to inbound.
Of course, you give the ball to the quarterback, right? Reading the field.
His favorite receiver was 15, I know that. He takes timeout. He didn't want to get that 5 count. Wayzata had the timeouts to use, and they take one.
And you got to be careful, because sometimes that 5-second count's a little faster. You got to have that internal clock. When you get to 3.5, you got to use it. What I'd like to see with Carter Bierke is, as big as he is and as good of a shooter, have him just flash, you throw it up to him. I don't think there's anyone that's going to steal from him. Use him as an outlet to get the ball inbound.
Well, partner, we've had a pretty good game here tonight.
Yes, we have.
15.7 seconds to go. Wayzata leads by 1. They'll have another inbound try from underneath the Hopkins basket.
know, it's kind of like when we did the Park Center Osseo game last week, John. You just feel like it's high-level basketball. You know, win or lose tonight. You know, both of these teams, would you be shocked if either of them are still standing at the end of the year? I mean, they're just high-level basketball, great athletes, great coaches, good shooting, good individual play, good everything. It's been a lot of fun to watch. It makes me happy that I played in the 90s and I don't have to be out here trying to defend these guys now because they have gotten so good.
Wayzata will have to inbound in front of those Hopkins fans, the Lindbergh Loonies, they call themselves, or some of them have
the
the shirts.
jerseys and the shirts, they love it.
Again, Harvey will handle the inbound. There we go, and gets it into Tibbetts, who immediately is fouled by Brooke Bullock. So Tibbetts, who made 2 free throws a couple of minutes ago, go back to the line.
73% free throw shooter, John. So I think it's someone they wanted to get the ball. And if you're Hopkins, you love it. It took less than a second off the clock. So exactly what you wanted to do there.
And regardless of what happens here with the free throws, it'll be a one-possession game.
Yep.
And Tibbetts to shoot 2. Now you can't get beat by a 2 in regulation.
I think, too, with 15 seconds left, there's still enough time where if he makes this, so you're down 3, I still think Hopkins can go get a quick 2. They don't necessarily have to settle for a bad 3. If they can get a quick 2, you take it. If not, you got to take a 3. And it looks like they're going to
go for 3.
Yeah.
Morrow hand off to Sappington. 6 seconds to go. Long 3. And he hits. Timeout, Wayzata. Terrell Sappington with his second 3 here in the second half. And we're tied at 59.
How big has he been down the stretch here?
17 second half points, 18 in the game now for the senior.
Well, and I think he caught Berkland by surprise because he was so deep. Berkland defending the 3-point line, but look how far back Sappington was. Able to get a nice rhythm too. You get that nice little bounce into your shot, you get your legs underneath it.
They put a little more time back on the clock. 3.8 seconds now left on the clock. And so Wayzata will have certainly time to inbound and should be able to get a shot off.
Yeah, the number one thing that you got to remember in this situation if you're Wayzata is you got more time than you think. So often you see guys rush. You got 3.8 seconds. You have time to take a dribble or 2 and maybe even a pass out of that. And again, this is where you got to think of Carter Bierke as your outlet, right? As a guy who can come to the ball, catch it, either has a shot for himself or with his height, able to see over the defense, can maybe be a passer in this role. See if they flash him to the middle of the court.
Harvey can run the baseline. He'll get it ahead. Hall is out of bounds. It's turned over to Hopkins. 2.4 seconds left.
Oh, did we get a foul?
I don't think so. I think that was just out of bounds. Hall landed out of bounds right in front of us. And Hopkins will use its final timeout. One more look at it. Hall, he just lands out of bounds. Yeah, he's got his left foot out. So no time comes off the clock. It had been a 2.4, but they've the 2.8. He never got down to inbounds at all.
You want to try to get the ball in the middle of the floor there if you can, but well defended by Hopkins, and Josh Hoffman was close to being too close for comfort on that, where you could almost get called for a foul there, but nice job by defending without fouling. And now just like that, roles are reversed. Wayzata's got to defend without fouling. And again, 2.8 seconds is a lot of time. You have time to catch and get a dribble or two and get a good shot. You don't have to rush it.
Neither team with a timeout remaining. So here we go. Hopkins hopes to get a shot off and see if they can win it here in regulation. Sappington into Najee. Hands off. Moore gets one off, but way off the mark, and we'll go to overtime. I'm all right. A little more basketball tonight.
Well, the JV game went into double overtime, so of course this one's gonna go into extra time too. What a finish! What a game! He's been played at a really high level and a high level intensity too. Remember, we had Temper's flare there. We had a technical. And I thought ever since that, just the whole intensity has just been ratcheted up a level or two.
Yeah, that was about as intense as we've seen in any games we've done over the years, right? Oh, we saw Hopkins trailing late, and here's that game-tying shot again by Terrell Sappington.
Yeah, what I love, if you're an offensive player out there and you watch that, he uses, see that dribble he used to kind of get his legs into it, so it became a really good look. And again, I think he was further out than Drew Berkland expected him to shoot that, and that's what got that space. But see that extra dribble there, and it allowed him to get his legs under it, get great arc, and able to knock it down. A lot of times you'll see guys take a dribble and they're fading away and they don't get their legs in it. That was just a nice job getting into a great shot.
So we'll get our second jump ball tonight. Najee against Bjerke again with 4 more minutes at least to go. And opening possession for Wayzata.
Well, I saw a stat too in overtime games in the state of Minnesota. It was like 62% of the team, whoever scored first ended up winning. So this opening possession, offensively and defensively, is huge. You want to get that early basket, get that early lead.
Sappington knocking it away from Tibbetts. And then he comes around and fouls on Hall. Too aggressive the second time defensively. That's 4 now in Sappington.
Well, and there's that fine line, right? Especially when you're in the double bonus of, yes, you want to be aggressive, you want to have ball pressure, but you got to know when to back off. You can't get that foul. Now you get 2 free throws to a good free throw shooter in Spencer Hall.
Missed the first one. He's 1 out of 4 from the line tonight.
Yeah, 75% on the year too, so.
Let's get the second one. Whistle substitution. Hoffman in. Sappington limping a little bit as he comes out. I didn't see if he landed, but he landed when he went to the floor on that right before that foul, but he's limping and he comes out and replaced by Josh Hoffman. So first possession of the overtime here for Hopkins. Now trailing by 1 with under 3.5 minutes to go. So who steps up here now? That's Sappington so much of the second half. Najee's pass, it's the underside of the basket, still came through to the corner to Wilson. Hopkins avoids disaster. And back into the hands of Moore. Come off from the baseline. Najee will put up a 3. Spins out. Rebound by Tibbetts.
He shot that right in front of us. It looked good. It was definitely on, but just rimmed out.
Tibbetts, great dish off to Harvey.
Well, how about Harvey just knowing where to be, right? We saw him with a tip in regulation with a couple minutes left. That time again, put himself in a great spot. Nice pass by Tibbetts.
More baseline through the hands of Hoffman. Turnover by Hopkins. And now 3-point lead in possession with under 2.5 minutes to go in OT. Tibbetts will drive, puts it up, not good, and rebounded by Wilson. Spins, tried to get it to O'Hara, and off of Harvey and out of bounds.
Nice job here by Tibbetts, able to put some pressure. Great no-look pass, Harvey in the right spot. And then that last possession by Wayzata, I think Coach Schnitler is letting Tibbetts know, hey, take some time off the clock. Let's get a great shot. We don't need to force anything.
O'Hara get to the basket and go to the line for 2 as he's fouled by Hall.
Nice aggressive move by C.J. O'Hara. So quick and that big body at 6'5". And a good foul too by Spencer Hall. You don't want to give up a layup. Make him earn it at the free throw line.
O'Hara with 8 points in the second half. That's his first made free throw tonight, though. 1 for 4. That's a big one.
Yep.
Back to a 2-point game. Second one also good.
Both.
Clutch. 62-61 Wayzata. 2:05 to go. Tibbetts to Birkeland. All to Harvey and to Bjerke. They all touch the basketball and back to Tibbetts. 1:54 to go. Tibbetts throws out. Birkeland open 3 in the corner. Not good. Rebounded by Hoffman. Hopkins with a chance to take the lead.
Well, I think they got the shot and the look they wanted. Driving kick, Birkeland wide open, makes a great shot.
More shot gets blocked by Hall, out of bounds, off of Hall. Hopkins retains possession.
Good defense by Spencer Hall there. Again, able to block without using that chest, without getting the body on him.
Sappington, who still seems a little ginger as he comes in, will come in here replacing Wilson.
Almost looked like his hip or something. Maybe he had landed on that hip.
Does get it in time for Najee, and then back to Sappington. Each team getting a timeout in the overtime, so each team with 1 timeout remaining. Kick to the corner, Hoffman 3, not good. A rebound by Bjerke, hands off to Birkeland, and to Tibbetts. 1:20 to go, Trojans by 1. In overtime here at the Lindbergh Center. John Jacobson and Ryan Iverson tonight on CCX.
Let's see if Wayzata can take some clock here.
Knocked out of bounds by Najee.
You want to take about 20 to 30 seconds off here, try to get a nice layup or driving kick, open look. But you don't want to take a quick contested shot. You want to get good shot or to get some time off the clock.
Birkeland 3, this missed again, so he's missed from each corner here in the overtime. Still a 1-point game, under a minute to go. Hopkins with the basketball.
Well, he's had about 6 or 7 of those that look good, right? They just rim out. But those are good shots, and I love the confidence he has to keep taking them.
Moore with the basketball, 45 seconds to go to Sappington.
Well, I think he's got to be the guy, right, John? He's been so big here in the second half.
Spins in traffic, off to Hoffman. He's in some trouble too and backs it out to the corner. Under 30 seconds to go. To O'Hara and across to Moore. To Sappington left side. Hopkins again down by 1 here. Needs to get a shot up. Sappington across to O'Hara. Puts it on the floor, a little trouble with it, hands it back out to Hoffman, down to 10 seconds. Here's Najee, turnaround shot, not good, and rebounded by Harvey, who's fouled by Najee with 8.5 seconds to go as Najee fouls out on that play.
I love the offense, great play by Hopkins, they got it to Elvis Najee, who's been great tonight. I love the move too, a nice left shoulder fake with the right hand jump hook, just left it short. And Ryan Harvey, again, doesn't score a lot, but he seems to always be in the right place at the right time, able to get that offensive rebound and chance here to put him up 3 with 8 seconds left.
You could not have gotten a better look than
no,
that,
I mean,
right?
that's exactly, you got it into a, Elvis Najee has been great tonight.
Free throw up and in for Harvey.
And I'll tell you, this is huge here because if you're up 3 and you know you have to defend a 3, that's a lot different than if you're only up 2, right? So making this last free throw here, going up 3, and if you're Wayzata, what you have to do is, you know, Tyrell Sappington's got range now. You got to be able to contest everything, but do it without fouling as well.
Second one's good. 3-point game, Hopkins. Now Wayzata looks like we'll use their timeout here. How about Ryan Harvey knocking down those 2 free throws? With 8.5 seconds to go, put his team up by 3.
Now, big plays tonight. He hasn't been spectacular, but he's had a couple of great putbacks, a nice cut for a layup, and some big free throws there. A big rebound and a big pair of free throws. And I like the timeout by Coach Schnitler here, going over everything. Hey, how are we going to defend screens? No threes. We switch everything and no fouls on the 3. Remember, Wayzata's fouled tonight twice, John, on contested threes. You got to contest, but you got to do it without fouling. And all he's telling his guys is one more stop. If we can get one more stop and get out of here with the win, it would be a big one.
Sappington and O'Hara each with 2 threes after halftime. Najee with 2 in the first half, but of course he has fouled out. So you'd think, well, you get whoever you can open, but Sappington or O'Hara, I would think, would be targets 1 and 2.
Yeah, you look at just the 3-point field goal shooting tonight. I mean, Wayzata 8 for 29 have not shot the ball well. Hopkins 6 for 16, a much higher percentage, obviously not the volume. But if I'm Hopkins here, I'm doing some type of driving kicks, maybe a back screen, a flare or something to free up O'Hara or Sappington, see if we can get a good look for them. Keep in mind, too, Max Wilson's a capable 3-point shooter as well, and so is Josh Hoffman. So you got 4 or 5 guys that are capable of knocking it down. So if you're Wayzata, you're switching everything, contesting, again, doing it without fouling.
Wilson getting it into Moore. Final seconds here in overtime. Into the hands of O'Hara for the tie. Off the mark, and Wayzata wins. (64-61) Trojans in overtime.
What a game, John. What a fun game.
Let's look at it again.
Well, they got it to O'Hara, their best offensive player. And he got a decent look, able to create some space. A nice contest there without fouling, too.
And Wayzata, what a win over their big rival Hopkins here, 64-61. We'll take a timeout. Ryan will get to the floor. We'll hear from one of the Trojans. Our post game coming up from the Lindbergh Center right after this.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Wayzata wins it in overtime over Hopkins, 64-61. Let's go to the court and Ryan Iverson.
Well, I'm with Ryan Harvey. And Ryan, first of all, what a game. I mean, just so intense. What was it like being a part of it?
You know, this is probably one of the greatest rivalries in Minnesota basketball. And they've got us, and they've been controlling it for the past couple of years, but recently we've been controlling it and we're really excited about it.
So I'll tell you, it was back and forth all game long. Tempers kind of flared there for a minute. I thought the intensity even picked up from there. How were you guys able to, on the road, keep your composure and compete there down the stretch?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a big emphasis for us to come together as a team. Throughout the beginning of the year, we weren't as close, but as the season's progressed, we've gotten closer as a group. We've been spending time together, and I think it paid off today.
I'll tell you what, you had 8 points, none bigger than the stretch. I always said during the broadcast, you seem to always be in the right spot at the right time. You get the great rebound, you knock 2 free throws in to seal the deal. How good did that feel for you? Coach Schnitler, do not interrupt our interviews. Thank you.
It feels pretty good. I think I have a pretty high basketball IQ, and I'm able to use that at the right moments in close games like this, and I'm excited that I got to help my team close out a big win for us.
How about confidence for you guys, being defending state champs, what you guys went through last year? Does that carry over to this year as well, just knowing that you've been there and done that?
Absolutely. I mean, we have the experience. We lost some guys, but we got guys that are ready to go, and we're ready to do it again.
Well, I know for you being the quarterback on the football team, also playing a big role in basketball, college next year, I know you know where you're going. You want to let us all know what you're doing next year?
Yeah, the next 4 years I'll be attending Augsburg University, so go Augies.
Good. Well, congratulations to you. Congratulations to your team on a big win tonight. Keep up the great work, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, you bet. Back to you, John.
All right, thanks very much. Yeah, Ryan Harvey with the big second half and overtime. Ends up with 9 total points. Carter Bjerke had 15. Spencer Hall, 12. Very balanced scoring attack for Wayzata. Terrell Sappington with a big 3 late in the second half that tied it and sent us to overtime with 19 points. Elvis Najee with 17, 13 of those coming in the first half. Again, these teams will play again February 11th at Wayzata High School. That'll do it for our coverage tonight here at the Lindbergh Center. What a great one we had tonight on CCX. Our final score, Wayzata defeating Hopkins in overtime, 64-61. Ryan Iverson and all of our crew. I'm John Jacobson. Have a good night.